Go basketball. I am Christian Garman along with Josh Dorman. Of course, as always, we will lead it off with the ladies. And tonight, Josh, it's Delta State coming to Pensacola here in the field house. First of all, great to be back with you. Haven't seen you in a while. So glad to be sitting with you again tonight.
No doubt. Happy New Year to you and all the crew here at West Florida. It's great to be here. Exciting game in store.
Yeah, you know, Josh, it's so funny. We talked to Coach Yelton about this a lot. You can never let your guard down in the Gulf South Conference. I mean, Delta State comes in. We've had good luck against them in the past, but they're 5-1 in the conference. That is big time.
Yeah, you know, what's unique about Delta State is they didn't come in heralded to be where they sit right now, which is the number 2 seed. It's early.
Sure.
And obviously who you've played matters. But at 5-1 and number 2 in the conference, West Florida sits at 3-2, number 5 in the conference. It's one of those matchups that you think will matter later on down the road.
Especially, you know, you've got to get these conference wins at home. So let's talk about a couple of players that we want to feature, a couple of players we're going to be watching. Historically, Josh, when we've done this, these players have come up huge.
Yeah, so you look for West Florida, the transfer, Amelia Bell. She's had a terrifically productive year, 14.5 points a game, 8.2. But, you know, what's so impressive about her is her efficiency, shooting at 65% from the floor, even for a post player in today's game. That is magnificent.
And let me tell you, that number's down. I mean, up until about 2 weeks ago, it was in the 70s. I mean, and we always joke, no wonder she's making great moves, getting layups, so she's going to make a lot of them.
Well, and the style that West Florida plays leads to a lot of rim running type opportunities for their hybrid type posts, and she has certainly taken advantage of those and has had a terrific year transferring over. Not something you see all the time, a inter-conference transfer from Mississippi College.
Well, speaking of, let's talk about Delta State. Who are we watching on their side?
Yeah, so that's going to be Olivia Allen, terrific guard for Delta State. She's 10.5 a game, a couple steals, very active hands, plays a lot of minutes for Delta State. If you will, she's the quarterback. If you want to give it a sport reference, she leads the Delta State team, and she is their energy and their spark plug.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we certainly know there's a lot on the line, despite the fact that, as Josh said, it's still relatively early. But the tip-off comes up in a couple of minutes. A lot on the line tonight from the field house. So glad you're with us. We'll be right back.
Now for the starting lineups, first for Delta State. At guard, a 5'9 junior from Tiplersville, Mississippi. Number 2, Maddie Kate Van Cannon. At guard, a 5'9 senior from Shreveport, Louisiana. 5, Kennedy Sheldon. At guard, a 5'5 senior from Batesville, Arkansas. 10, Olivia Allen. At point guard, a 5'7 senior from Barcelona, Spain. 13, Ana Serra. At forward, a 6-foot junior from Marion, Arkansas.
Lock in, lights, camera, action. Telly, ESPN, it's a top 10. Lock in, lights, camera, action. I don't fold a band when it's time to win. Trolling cause we're rolling under lights, we don't get anxious. Do it with a purpose, we don't do it to be famous. Really they been hating cause they ain't us. Lock in and get dangerous. What you get you see, I'll always be me. What you get you see, I need no ID, I need nothing. Rolling cause we're rolling under lights, we don't get anxious. Do it with a purpose, we don't do it to be famous. Really they been hating cause they ain't us. Lock in and get dangerous.
And now, get loud for the starting lineup for your West Florida Argos. At forward, a 6'2 grad student from O'Falla, Illinois, 0, Amelia Bell. At forward, a 6-foot senior from Denton, Massachusetts, number 11, Avery O'Connor. At guard, a 5'5" senior from Harn, Kentucky, number 12, Isabel Grimes. At guard, a 5'9" junior from Walls, Mississippi, number 13, Jakiria Hawkins. And at forward, a 5'10" freshman from Akron, Ohio, number 32, Finley Kennedy. The Argos are led by head coach Stephanie Lard-Shelton, assisted by assistants Ashley Brown, graduate assistant Michaela Michael, and the Argonauts head athletic trainer Joseph Boyd.
All right, we are about ready to roll. A look at our starting lineups, of course, Grimes, Hawkins, O'Connor, Finley, Kennedy getting the start again, and Amelia Bell, of course, starting for the Argos, with Buchanan, Allen, Sierra, Shelton, and Holloman. And, of course, as we said, Olivia Allen, the player to watch for Delta State. Let's play some basketball, Josh.
Yeah, I love the ball boy delivering the ball to our official and
get the kids involved. You know, we had the game earlier this year where they brought in the elementary school kids, of course. Delta State wins the opening tip there. Argos are all about filling up the arena, and we're doing everything we can. So
yeah, I had the opportunity to be on the call for that one, and I was sharing with you here pregame. The crowd, the elementary students went wild when the first team got to 67 points, as you can imagine.
Can I tell you that I really hope 2026 is the year that particular trend goes away?
My wife would agree with you 100%.
Nice up and under there. Terrific move from Kennedy Shelton, and it puts Delta State up 2-0.
Very patient possession, under 5 seconds on the shot clock when she got that look up.
Meanwhile, the Argos with some good ball movement, and how about that? A three off the bat for Avery O'Connor.
Yeah, and that's a young lady that can flat out shoot it. At one point, she was one of the leaders in the Gulf South Conference. She's fallen off a little bit, only 34%. I say only. We would all love to shoot that from the
exactly.
But she is.
Great D there.
That's a good sign for her to knock down the first one.
Sure was, Josh, and a great defense there. Good help from Amelia Bell, who forces the bad pass. The Argos get the turnover. No surprise, by the way, to see the Argos pressing a moment ago. They're going to do that all game. There's Finley Kennedy looking for Amelia Bell. Going to make a little move here, and we get it back to Grimes. Shot clock is down to 6. Amelia knows that, and this is the high percentage shot we talk about.
Yeah, that's why she's shooting it north of 65% from the field. You saw just a quick bounce to the left, and now a 2-on-1 situation for Delta State.
Yeah, they beautifully break the press, but misses the layup, does Kennedy Shelton, who's already got 2 in the game. And just like that, Finley Kennedy comes up short, and no foul called, so we go the other way. But a good opportunity there.
Well, you see that a lot. You know, a missed layup on one end leads to a layup opportunity on the other, catching teams off guard or maybe anticipating that it's going to be made. Some old Princeton-style action that they're running here. A lot of programs have called that chin.
Oh, look at this. Amelia Bell says, no. Not going to be that simple, Miss Sarah. That's Anna Sarah who had the shot blocked. And here we go with several Argos checking into the game. And
yeah, a large substitution here.
Oh, man, that we will see it all game long. Finley Kennedy takes a seat.
Yeah, it looks like that's, Janae Jordan coming in.
Janae's in now.
She had a nice game back when I was here a few weeks back.
Yeah, she's a little spark plug. You know, she can get 8 to 10 points in a short amount of time. Oh, look at this. The shot clock was down to about 0, and Olivia Allen was aware of it. That's why she had to throw that one up.
Yeah, you got to wonder. You see Olivia Allen, that middle finger on her left hand is taped really heavily.
Yeah.
You wonder if that has some impact. It's got to on her ability to handle the basketball.
As you said, she's their quarterback. She leads the team in points and assists. And we get a foul underneath here on the floor.
You saw a little strategy as Addison Roberts drops down off of the you would call it the burner spot there on the wing to double Bell on that post entry. So we'll see how the Argos respond to that.
Okay. Oh, not a good pass there. Avery O'Connor with the turnover there. Nice defensive play, and Delta State on the move, trailing 5-2 very early here, quarter number 1. Argos playing some good D early here, forcing Delta State to use most of their play clock. It's down to 10 again. And Amelia gets another block. No foul is called. That's her second block of the game. And here comes Grimes. Oh!
Yeah, she was a little late.
Yeah.
If you noticed, Bell was rim running, running Main Street. You know, there's a million different ways to call it, but she did a great job running, and Isabel's got to give that to her just a little earlier, and she'll go straight into a layup.
No doubt about it. So Delta State easily breaking the press, leads to an open 3, but it's a little too much, and that's going to be a tipped out of bounds. Would have been a board for Bell, but Elise Holloman knocks it out of bounds. So instead, Janae Jordan will take it in underneath.
One of the theologies about pressure, you know, there are people that look up and we're like, why are there continuous advantage situations in transition for Delta State? Even that one there, these are rushed shots. So they're shots that are taken a little bit faster than most programs want, and that's what's generated. And therefore, you start to look at the analytics, their percentages go down.
Interesting.
And it's a world in which the Argos can live effectively.
Yeah, that's interesting, you know, because it looks like it's like, oh, man, they're getting these open shots. It's like, sure, but there's more to it than that. Oh, goodness, yeah, there you go. Oh, Amelia, seems like she may have twisted her ankle just a little bit there.
That was a terrific entry over the top by Jordan.
And Amelia, she's in some pain. She is wincing.
Yeah.
Hate to see that. 7-2 the score. Take it to the hoop, can't get it to go, and Bell, despite the fact that she's in some pain, is able to keep it going. She's trying to hustle down the court. Nice pass there.
Yeah, that's
a jump ball.
That's one where if you're Bell, you receive the pocket pass, you don't want to immediately put the dribble down. You see, this is the post entry. Look at that.
Great
on the
pass.
money.
What a pass
by Jordan. But you don't want to put the ball down immediately if you can help it. You really want to pivot out of there and kind of see what you have.
Yep.
And that'll keep, you know, players that are chopping down on you from getting to it.
Great take to the hole there. Nice pass, and Grimes puts it down, and the Argos are up 7 just like that. They keep the pressure coming.
And I remember with Grimes, excellent use of the left hand. Did the same thing. Boy, quick answer.
A big 3 there. That's Maddie Kate Van Cannon who hits the bomb, and that stops the bleeding a little bit, makes it 9-5. They needed that.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what high school she's out of. She's out of Tiplersville, Mississippi, but I need to see what high school. I believe I actually called a game of hers in the state tournament.
Oh, really?
When she was in high school.
Cool.
Yep.
Argos turn it over, but they end up getting the rebound, so no harm, no foul. It was their 3rd turnover of the game. They currently lead 9-5. Delta State 5-1 in the Gulf South Conference. Very impressive.
Off to a terrific start.
Amelia Bell out of the game when she seemed to turn her ankle. Zalamans has come in and doing a good job, and nice play there. The little reversal. Hey, how about that from Maddie Rendell?
Yeah, what an excellent effort on the glass. You know, offensive rebounding is about anticipation, awareness, and effort, and she gave all 3.
Good defense collapse there for the Argos. Oh, great move. Might have traveled, no call. The Argos get the stop.
Yeah, that's a move. That was a terrific move. You know, Christian, we got to bring it out. That's a filet mignon move, but a fish stick finish. You got to put it in the bucket when you make a good move.
Can I tell you, Josh, I've actually somehow never heard that.
Oh, come on.
I know. I'm embarrassed to admit it.
That's the old that's the go-to. That was a terrific move, but listen, with the left hand, she's got to put it in the bucket.
Well, it's immediate timeout. The Argos up 6, 11-5, 4:10 to go here, quarter number 1. Certainly glad you're with us. We'll be right back. right, we're back. Here's another look as we go to break with the terrific up and under here. Now that is a filet mignon finish, Josh.
There's no question. And you love the effort on the offensive glass, using the other side of the rim. Terrific job.
Meanwhile, back here on the court and live, Anna Rose Tyre is at the free throw line. This will be the first free throw of the game for the Argos. And it a little short, doesn't get the bounce.
Yeah, the Argos haven't missed much here in the first quarter. 71% from the field.
We'll take
Only
that.
7 attempts, but it's a good opening
Josh,
percentage.
Our first, the conference game against Huntsville, which was our first home conference game, our first 3 in that game came with 7 minutes left in the game. We were like 0 for 17 at that point.
Yeah, and that's very unusual for the Argos.
Crazy.
That's a little run and jump here.
Yep. Good save. Thought they were going to get the turnover. They do get the turnover because Carmen Jones was Carmen on the spot.
Yeah, Jones, the only holdover from last year.
That's right. Yeah, out of 14 players, the only player that's back.
Yeah, I was looking the first game I did. I was like, all right, who's back? And
just one
just
of them.
her.
Exactly right. Several Argos are in the game that hadn't been in before. Oh, that's going to go against the Argos.
Yeah, illegal screen.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times that's actually on the ball handler. Got to slow down a little bit to allow your screener to get set to where they're not moving into it while you're coming off of it. Kind of unintentionally bait into a offensive foul.
Along with Isabel Grimes and Zalamans, we've got Carmen Jones on the court. Nook Hawkins is out there for the first time this evening. And as we said, Avery O'Connor is back in the game. The long 3 is going to be short. Avery not able to pull it in there, and that's going to stay right here. So a good defensive stop from the Argos, but they can't get the ball. And good news as well, Amelia Bell coming back into the game, Josh. So I guess the injury wasn't too significant.
Yeah, it seemed like even after she had run a little bit, whether it was adrenaline or just maybe loosening up, maybe the injury wasn't quite as severe as it could have been. So that is great news.
No doubt. The Rainbow 3 is a little long. The Argos get the board, and here they come again. Hey, it's Avery O'Connor, who's already got 1 3, make it 2. Bombs away for Avery O'Connor.
Mark Jackson would say hand down, man down. O'Connor puts that into action as the defender just stood and looked at her.
No doubt, which is a mistake, because as you said, she can stroke it. We're going to go to break with another look at Avery's long ball. Argos lead by 10. We are back. 2:49 to go here. Quarter number 1. Argos looking very good. Up 10 on Delta State early here and keeping the pressure going. Although Delta State has not had much trouble breaking that press.
Yeah, they have taken a couple quick shots, though, that probably are not in their DNA. And if you're the Argos, you could not have asked for a better start. Shooting at 75% from the field, 67% from 3. Both of those off the hand of O'Connor.
Oh, great move and a great, just off there. Heck of a move, but can't get it to go. That was Jariah Williamson. Nook has it the other way.
Yeah, and you saw how Williamson actually closed out to O'Connor as the trailer on that possession.
Woo!
And what those three-pointers do for the Argos is in transition, Williamson matches O'Connor a foot off the three-point line. And the space that creates for the other players, like Hawkins, to attack through widens, and it gives them more space for the ball to see.
No doubt, and when you start 2 for 2, you are going to force them to extend, leading to opportunities like that for Nook, and let's see if she can get these free throws to go down. First one is perfect. Argos leading at 16-5 over the Statesmen. She goes 2 for 2. That makes it 17-5. And checking into the game now is Janae Jordan for Nook.
Those are 2 big free throws. She shoots at 64% on the year, so 2 for 2.
Yeah,
a little bit above her average.
Yep. We'll take that. 2 minutes to go here, quarter number 1. Nice little half-court trap there for the Argos, but again, here comes Delta State. Oh, the extra pass pays off. Great look there. Thought they may have been a little too close, but it worked out well, and Takaya Tony able to finish it off, 17-7.
Yeah, Tony, boy, what an athlete.
I mean, proof in that catch. That was not an easy catch.
Well, and bounced right back up to put it in.
Yeah. Look at Avery. She is feeling it tonight. That one's a little too much. You know what it was? She's used to shooting the 3.
That's
she
right.
Needed 2 more feet behind her. Oh, you got to stop that ball. Worked out well. Good for Avery. Misses the 3, but gets back and gets the board. And here comes Grimes pushing. The bounce pass going to go off the leg there of Williamson, so it'll stay Argo ball.
You love to see a ball handler as Grimes came through the middle of the floor. First thing as a guard, you love to see him cross the side of the floor from one side to the other, but to be able to do so with the physicality she just did, absorbing a little contact, a bump or two, and continuing her momentum forward. Excellent job by Grimes.
Okay. She is a definite leader on the court. I'll tell you, we had a great moment last game where they got a 5 count on D, and she was as happy as anybody I've ever seen. And it was such a cool moment because it just let you know, like, how proud she was of the team for that great, and just really is like, to see it from a point guard was really something. I mean, it sounds like nothing, but she was like, it was pure joy. And it was like, man, she is really rooting for all of her teammates. It was awesome. Inbounds it here. Amelia there. Get it back over to Grimes. And back down now to Amelia, who's going to take it strong. No foul. Good defensive play there by Kennedy Shelton.
Yeah, Shelton switched on her, had the advantage, did Bell. That's an interesting call there. It looked like Jordan had walled up well. So I wonder who they did call that on. Jordan, she walled up pretty well on the back end there, but you once again saw the athleticism of Tony.
No doubt about it. The free throw, kind of a one-handed form. Here's another look.
Yeah, let's see. She's up. Boy.
Amelia's part of that was certainly clean.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tough call.
You know, maybe it was because she was sideways, got with a hip, who knows, but pretty good job defensively by the Argos, and that's something we've talked about. The Argos are averaging 68.2, but they're giving up 68, so not a huge differential there, and so I know Coach Yelton would love to see some improvement defensively, and here in the first quarter, she's seen that. An excellent defensive first quarter by the Argos.
That's for sure. See if they can close that out with 1 minute to go. 17-8 the current score. There's Avery O'Connor. She'd love to get a chance at another 3. Anna Rose Tyre going to get it back out to O'Connor. Ooh, thought for sure she was going to put that up, but instead she's going to take it herself. Oh, great dish. Oh, mercy. Good defensive play there from Williamson. Thought that was a really nice look.
Yeah, it was a little behind her, which gave Williamson an angle to get to the ball.
Gotta stay down. Look at it, man. Amelia Bell, her instincts on those blocks, so impressive. And we come the other way and finished off nicely. Finley Kennedy running the court. Nice pass, gets her an easy layup.
Yeah, you love those look-aheads. Excellent job pushing it.
19-8 with 15 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Delta State makes the extra pass. It leads to an open 3, which is perfect. That's Bailey Featherstone. Boy, a perfect name for a shot like that. 3 seconds left here. Gonna get the shot off for Avery. Got to get it up. She does get it up. Go in! Oh, man! That's a heck of a look. Thought she had it.
Looked good off the finger.
It sure did, Josh. God, that would have been great. Instead, it's 19-11. Let's get another look here as we head to break. And another block from Amelia Bell. And, of course, the finish here from Kennedy. We are back. Head coach Tracy Stewart Lang had a good conversation. There's Coach Yelton, of course, as well. At the quarter break there, see what they can do. You know, the Statesmen only 11 points in that first quarter. And, Josh, that's a low output. Like you said, big-time D from the Argos there.
Yeah, and I think the pressure just sped some things up, which is what it's intended to do. Sped the Statesmen up a little bit, got them out of any rhythm. You know, it also, you know, they shot the ball very, very poorly, 4 of 18 from the field, 22%. So you'd expect that will probably, you know, pick up a little bit. The one thing to keep in mind, we talked about this pregame, the Argos are averaging 17 turnovers, which style and youth can attribute to. They had 5 in the first quarter.
Yep.
So they've got to do a little bit better job protecting the ball.
For sure. That was turnover number 3 for Delta State, and Tyre not able to finish that off, but it's going to stay right here. So the Argos get the turnover. They'll keep the ball, and going to take it out underneath here is Tyre with
yeah, it looked like Maddie Rendall potentially came up a little, limping a little bit after that possession. We'll have to pay attention to that.
Hopefully she's okay. Along with Maddie, we've got Amelia Bell, Nook. Oh, good defensive play there. That's Elise Holloman, who has a nice play. And turnover for the Argos, that's turnover number 6. Finley Kennedy still on the court for the Argos. Anna Rose Tyre as well, the other of the 5. 9:09 to go, first half. Argos up 19-11. And another turnover here for Delta State. Finley Kennedy comes up with big plays so often and throws that one away, just as I say it, but just gets it right back. The spin move is a little too much, probably unnecessary, and ultimately it's going to be Delta State ball after a bit of a messy little exchange. But now Amelia almost gets the turnover. And from behind, a good block there from Maddie Rendell, and so it'll stay Delta State ball.
Yeah, hectic pace. Certainly that frenetic pace favors the Argos as long as they don't turn it over. That was 2 possessions. They had transition opportunities and turned the ball over. Ended up getting 1 good look out of it.
It was one of those looks where I think that Finley didn't expect it to be as open as it was, and she made it probably a little tougher than it needed to be.
Got a mismatch on the post off a switch.
6 on the shot clock. The 3 is good, and that's Kennedy Shelton with another bomb. That makes it 19-14. Delta State has cut the lead in half. Argos did lead by 10 at one point.
Yeah, and that possession was made for Delta State by the interior look. They had the switch, which gave them a mismatch in the post. Well done on the kick out.
Good strong take there from Tyre, and she'll head to the line.
I didn't see who the post player was. I believe the post player that caught it was Elise Holloman for Delta State, and she did an excellent job being patient and kicking it back out. You know, teams that like to shoot the 3 ball, the Argos included, they love 3-pointers that come from paint touches. So that can be in transition, that can be off of post-ups. But when the ball punches the paint and then kicks out, generally it's a more rhythmic 3 and higher percentage.
First free throw for Tyre is good. Carmen Jones checks into the game for Finley Kennedy. Meanwhile, Isabel Grimes is going to check in for Anna Rose Tyre if she makes this free throw, which she does. And here comes Isabel Grimes. Makes it 21-14 Argos with 8:05 to go in the half. Argos keep that pressure going. It's relentless. Nice job there.
You know, one of the things about that run and jump is when they jump with high hands, those high passes give the ability for the other Argos to recover.
Yep.
And so it really does not create an advantage situation.
I don't know how that pass got through everybody. Great defense, but it leads to a wide open 3, which is off the mark. And Carmen Jones able to get the long rebound. Isabel Grimes gets it over to Brindell, and now Carmen wants to hit this bomb, and it's just off the mark. Not a bad look. She's having a tough shooting year, but she, as we said, is the lone Argo to return, and we know she can hit those 3s. She hit a lot of them last year.
Yeah, that's one that you really would like to be a little more rhythmic for her. She's only shooting at 27% from the 3. Kind of had the defender standing there for a moment. The legs weren't in rhythm. Did look good coming off the fingers, but if you're Coach Yelton, you probably want her to be a little bit more patient there.
Yeah, no doubt. Shot's a little bit short. Good defensive effort from Amelia Bell, who gets the board. Gets it to Nook, who gets it to Grimes, and here come the Argos. They don't slow down, that's for sure. Oh,
Yeah,
gonna get a foul call here.
Bell now with 4 rebounds and 3 blocks already through a quarter and a half.
She's got 4 points in the game as well.
Yeah, Coach Stuart Lang was not happy with that call. It was tough. It looked like the defender was in good position.
Yeah. And Isabel was a little out of control, but she did get the call. 6:46 to go here in the first half. Argos leading by 7. There's Janae Jordan. We talked about how she can heat up, and that may be the start she's looking for with the 3 coming off the pick. That makes it 24-14, and the lead is back to 10.
Yeah, it's her first attempt here. Again, one of those Argos.
And then a defensive play as well. Good job, Janae.
Yeah, she's one of those Argos that can get hot. She's only shooting at 25% on the year, but she's very streaky, and
Totally.
you see the energy right now, and that bodes well for the Argos.
No doubt. Called her the microwave earlier.
That was so when I was here previously.
Yes.
That was Gallenbeck,
And then
you.
I was saying,
that's
yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
We picked out 2.
We have a couple of microwaves. I love it.
So the game, the education game day, that was against. Oh shoot, who was that? It was early in the year. It was Tuskegee. And Gallenbeck came on and was 5 of 5 early.
Oh yeah, that's heating up.
Yeah.
Shot clock is down to 2. Going to have to put this up. And a great defensive stop. Yes, indeed. Thought we might have a foul at the last second, but thankfully no. The Argos get the turnover. 6th turnover of the game for Delta State. The Argos also have 6 turnovers. And now checking into the game for the Argos is Eva Zalemans for Amelia Bell.
And that's after the Argos, Delta State only had 2 in quarter 1. So that's 4 here in 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Avery O'Connor back into the game. She's had a couple of threes. Janae Jordan is out on the floor for the Argos. As we said, Zalemans is out there. Carmen Jones and Isabel Grimes, the 4th and 5th players. Here comes Janae, who gets fouled, and that's going to be on the floor. Their 4th foul.
Yeah, she did an excellent job denying the screen there. Caught the defender leaning forward like she was going to use the screen. She denied it, attacks the baseline. Really good attack that time by Jordan.
Nice inlet pass to Zalemans. It's going to hit Avery O'Connor, and boy, I know she wants to shoot it. You're 2 for 2. You're a shooter. You want to keep shooting. Look at Zalemans. Oh, man. Thought she had the offensive board, but not able to control it.
Yeah, you can tell, for O'Connor, she does a lot better when she's balanced. When she's going off the dribble, but
Big
right
steal
here
from
off the dribble, there's going to be some balance.
Yeah, she'll be balanced here.
There it is.
Avery O'Connor.
Excellent job. Boy, what instincts in the passing lane. We call those pick 6 passes.
Yeah, exactly.
Cross court. Very dangerous.
Saw an incredible play like that New Year's Eve in that Miami game. I don't know if you remember that pick 6, but it was one of the best I've ever seen. The back just anticipated a screen pass and just caught it as though he was the receiver intended.
Yeah, that was the wide receiver screen.
That was amazing.
Williamson with a nice crossover pull-up.
Big shot there and makes it 26-16 with 4:42 to go in the first half. Argos have led by about 10 for much of the game. Delta State did cut it to 5 this quarter, but the Argos quickly got things back to 10. Oh, going to be a push-off here on Janae, and so that's coming the other way.
Yeah, got the arm extended just a little bit. Not a lot of contact with it.
Another look at this great play from Avery. As she, as you said, the pick 6 anticipates it. And, in fact, that leads to 4:29 and a timeout on the floor. So we're going to step away on that happy note with the Argos up 26-16.
Day-to-day activities while experiencing joint pain is tough. Andrews makes it better. Our team will create a plan of care just for you to help you regain mobility and reduce discomfort. From diagnosis to treatment to rehabilitation, make it better.
If you're thirsting for It's Only Tuesday, that meeting should have been an email, and really need something to go your way level of refreshment, we definitely have that. When you're feeling the heat, Circle K makes your day.
Josh, we had the hamburger v. the hot dog, and I know you always root for the hamburger, but not to be.
Yeah, I'm a hamburger kind of guy, and my hamburger guy just didn't get it done.
No.
I think it was sock feet. He had the sock feet instead of the grips of the shoes.
That's
man.
a
we gotta
mistake.
get the hamburger some shoes.
Yeah, if you're going to try this thing in socks, you're asking for the L. 26-16 back live. Argos definitely not asking for the L. They want to get this conference win against Delta State. Currently up 10, but a long way to go.
That's UCLA ball screen action. But look at the left hand.
Yeah, Tony is proving herself to be an incredible athlete with a beautiful move there, a little sky hook.
Yeah, Dakaya Tony, man, 5'11".
How about this bomb? Are you kidding me? Out of nowhere. Finley Kennedy with a bomb.
You know, we were talking about her earlier. She does so much for this team.
She's awesome. I'm a big fan.
Some of it you see in the box score, some of it you don't.
And all of a sudden, it's a three-fest. My goodness, Delta State answers it back with a bomb from Von Cannon.
Let me tell you something. You know you're a shooter when the entire bench stands up whenever the ball's coming your way and is screaming for somebody to close out, which the Argos were just then for Van Koonen, identifying that she was a shooter.
I'll tell you what else you know is when you get the ball behind three-point line and your team all stands up and puts their hands up. Because the worst feeling, though, is then when you miss. You feel like you let the world down.
Yeah, those are great indicators. You are a shooter.
No doubt. 29-21. Tyre, might have dragged her foot, got away with it, though, and ultimately they do call it travel.
Yeah, there's only so many of those you're going to get away with.
Yeah.
And she got away with the first one on the drag. The second one wasn't going to get let go. You know, a lot of times that's an advantage-disadvantage type situation. But once she was there, they were going to have to blow the whistle on the second one.
Yeah, no doubt. Argos with 7 turnovers, same number for Delta State, as a matter of fact. Argos averaging about 17.5 a game, and that's about the exact number they're giving up a game as well. I know that's something Coach would like to clean up a touch, get it down closer to 12 or so. Ooh, goodness gracious. Going to get the foul here.
Yeah.
Going against Amelia Bell. I would not have been blown away if they called an offensive foul there, but they didn't.
Well, it was the lower body, which is unusual because she was walled up. It looked like Tony created the contact.
Right.
But, those are bang-bang plays that are very difficult in real time to officiate. In that situation, I guess it, probably they felt like Bell just slid up underneath her just a little bit.
Just enough. Tony's got 5 points in the game, and that comes up well short. Now 1 for 3 from the free throw line is Tony. Amelia Bell, Avery O'Connor poised to get the board. It's a long rebound and ultimately ends up in the hands of Tyre.
Yeah, Tony's a 64% free throw shooter on the year, so unusual struggles.
How about this wide open 3 and mercy. Avery O'Connor hit a couple. The long rebound goes to the Argos. That's the best look she's had, but just off the mark.
Yeah, those are the ones that Coach Yelton loves. It's how open she was off the ball movement. The ball punched the paint. Excellent possession and look.
No doubt. Shot clock is down to 3, as you probably hear, and ultimately it's going to be a turnover for the Argos there. Avery was trying to get it down to Amelia. I'm not sure she would have gotten a shot off anyway. The shot clock at that point was down to about 1. Didn't matter, 29-21.
One of the stories for Delta State is Allen.
Great pass.
Has been unable to get going. Now 0 for 3 from the field.
Yeah.
Averages double figures on the year. She was the player to watch for
That's right.
Delta State coming into this one.
Well, you mentioned, how about this long bomb is way off the mark there from Enrose Tyre. You mentioned that Allen's got her fingers taped up, and that may be impacting her play.
Yeah, it could be. I was looking out here, actually. There's several of them that have some big-time tape jobs.
Oh, okay.
You're in the middle of a season when you look out and basketball players' hands are taped up. They got broken fingers. They got jam fingers.
Athletic trainers out of tape.
So,
Chloe Gallenbach is in the game now, checked in for Tyre moments ago with 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Argos leading it by 8. Love to see Chloe heat up, as you saw in that game a few weeks ago. Good.
Looks like they're going to get Bell with another one.
Man.
Or is that Kennedy?
I think it may have been
Bell.
Finley.
No, they called it on Bell.
What's interesting about that is it was I mean, it was almost like they waited till the shot missed to make the call.
And sometimes that happens. You know, that is, you know, officials in a lot of cases are taught to wait on the whistle,
so like,
to
if
understand
she makes it, let's leave it alone.
If you're looking at a situation that could go either way, right? So, you know, if you get the bucket, we'll avoid the foul. If you don't, it's enough there that we're going to blow the whistle.
Yeah, well, I think that's what happened. Terrible shot there, but gets her own board. Beautifully does Williamson. Shot clock did not reset on that. And now Williamson's going to shoot the three instead. It's too much. And look at Janae Jordan pulling down the board with 1:25 to go.
Yeah, transition opportunity here, early offense.
Nice crossover from Janae. Can't get it to go. Oh, they get it for a travel. She says, what?
Yeah, I think she got off balance.
Yeah.
She tried to create the contact and lean in. She must have drugged the back foot at some point, but I
don't mind saying I didn't see it.
That's turnover number 10.
Yep.
And that's not something that the Argos want to continue, is to turn the ball over.
There's Finley Kennedy making the steal, or the save rather. She is something. Man, I'm a big fan. And now look at that, all the way on the other side. She never quits. Good defense there. Heck of an effort. Well done from Eva Zalemans.
Yeah, did a great job walling up. Here she has position. That's one she needed to drop back to the right shoulder. If you saw, she had the initial fake to the left shoulder, got just enough lean on the defender. She's got to drop the right hip. She had all the space in the world to drop step to that right shoulder and finish with the left hand. That's something that she'll continue to work on. Only a junior out of Sweden, Stockholm. What a great country.
Love it. So now Zalemans at the line. And gets it to go. That's well done. Her first point of the night. Her first free throw, obviously, 1 for 1. Let's see if she can go 2 for 2 and get that lead back to 10.
Only 14 attempts from the free throw line coming into this one. She was a 43%
Look at that. Look at that.
free throw shooter.
There she goes again.
There's Finley Kennedy. She's everywhere for this Argo basketball team. And the largest lead of the first half has been 12, and the Argos are right close to that mark once again.
But a three is going to be way too much there. Gallenbach tried to get a box out going. Ultimately, a save will come the other way, and the Argos, if they'd like, can hold it for a last shot. Grimes doesn't look like she wants to. Instead, she's going to take it all the way. Isabel Grimes pushing. Argos now have their biggest lead of the night, 13. Woo! They'd like another one. Look at it, looking at that ball. Yeah, get through, nub it. Down to 3 here. Oh, it ends up with a nice open shot, but it's too much. And a terrific, that is not going to go. That does not count. A terrific end to the first half of the Argos, Josh.
Yeah, wonderful job. You saw a transition. You saw Grimes once again with the left-handed finish, going coast to coast. Look at this, ball fake. Felt like she got fouled too and still came away. She really does a great job of playing through contact, does Grimes. And this is a team, 34 points in the first half. That's on their average offensively.
Yep.
But the 21 points given up, Coach Yelton's going to love that.
Going to love it, no doubt about it. So that's how it stands, 34-21, 15 minutes on the clock right now. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back on the air, of course, just before the start of the third quarter with about a minute left in the half is when we'll jump back on the mics.
stand alone with fire inside, with passion burning in my veins.
Hip and knee pain can make simple activities difficult. Andrews makes it better. Our team will create a plan of care just for you to help you regain mobility and reduce discomfort. From diagnosis to treatment to rehabilitation. Get better.
The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back, and some would say it's bigger and better than any chicken sandwich out there. More chicken strips, more Monterey Jack cheese, smothered in buffalo and ranch, all on a 5-inch bun. There's so much crispy, cheesy, saucy goodness, we had to go really wide to fit it all in. Think that might be too far. Let's split the difference. Just right. The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back. What a burger.
Flynn Built, your hometown touchdown. Call Flynn Built at 850-477-6118 for all of your home and building needs. Flynn Built is a proud sponsor of UWF Athletics. Flynn Built, your hometown touchdown.
Navigating day-to-day activities while experiencing joint pain is tough. Andrews makes it better. Our team will create a plan of care just for you to help you regain mobility and reduce discomfort. From diagnosis to treatment to rehabilitation, get better.
In Greek mythology, Argonauts were driven adventurers, forged by challenges they overcame. At the University of West Florida, our Argos embody that same bold and unrelenting spirit. Just a short drive from the beach, you can thrive at the forefront of innovation, learning from world-class faculty dedicated to your success. Get ready to chart your own course. Find your next adventure at uwf.edu.
To be a big winner, Jason, watch the fries.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, welcome back. There's about a minute 15 on the clock before the start of the third quarter. Christian Garman sitting here with Josh Dorman. Glad to have you with us. The Argos up on Delta State 34-21. And Josh, it would be hard to find something to complain about after that first half if you're an Argo fan.
Yeah, terrific half of basketball, specifically on the defensive end. Held Delta State to 26% from the field. Oh, wow, you see the highlights here. A lot of great things. There's O'Connor getting it started with the three. Yeah. One of 2 threes in the first half for her. And boy, Bell was the story. She was our player to watch coming in and had a terrific first half.
She's so good. She's really impressive. And she's basically our player to watch every game, and she always lives up to the hype. She had, as you said, several blocks, had the boards. Great inlet pass there, and that's the play that she actually turned her ankle a little bit, but ended up not mattering much. She went out for a few minutes, but came back in, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and you saw Grimes. That's it. Rendell getting the offensive board.
That was awesome.
Terrific effort. really all around a really good effort by the Argos in the first half.
Yeah, and you know how much I like to give a shout out to Finley Kennedy, and she had a great first half. Actually had 7 points, and for her that's a big output. 3 for 5 from the floor. Did hit a 3. She also had 3 boards, had a couple of assists, and just as always was sort of in so many plays. So we're ready to roll now, and the Argos will get the ball first.
9 Argos in the scoring column.
That's awesome.
In the first half.
They have had one game this year where everyone scored. That happened several times last year. You know, Coach Yelton always has these big swing turnovers. Nice backdoor cut here. Ultimately, Hawkins kicks it back out, and that's going to be a travel.
I think Grimes may have had an opportunity to lay that ball up. A little too unselfish there.
Just, you know, point guards, that always seems to be the one downside is they just look to pass. Even when there's a layup staring them in the face, it's like, who can I get this to?
Yeah, if there is one downside to the game so far for the Argos, it's the turnovers.
No doubt about it.
That's the 11th, and that's something they'll have to clean up as they go through not just this game, but the remainder of the season.
For sure, yeah. It's something they've struggled with all season long, and definitely we've talked about that on the podcast a few times. And no doubt Coach Yelton well aware and wants to address it. Meanwhile, 34-21, 9:25 to go. We're just underway here, quarter number 3. Shot clock down to 7. Oh, a beautiful shot. My goodness, that's a heck of a play from Olivia Allen.
Yeah, that's her first points of the evening, and that's a big bucket for Delta State, as they will need Olivia Allen to get involved in the offensive game if they want to crawl back in this one and ultimately come out on top.
And seeing her be that aggressive on their first possession makes you think that may have been something they talked about at halftime.
Yeah, no question.
Big 3 here is just a little bit too long from Avery O'Connor. The board goes to Delta State, and they've got a chance to capitalize on the points, and here she is again. But this time, Allen will dish it off, and she also may have given up a layup, but it leads to an open 3, which is a little long. And Hawkins doesn't box out. As a result, they get the second opportunity. It's also a little long. This time, Isabel Grimes runs down the board. And she will kick it out to just a little bit too much there on the 3.
Yeah, it was a good look for Kennedy in the corner.
Yeah, sure was. She does have a 3 in the game. Janae Jordan coming in. Hawkins will take a seat. Josh, one thing that's interesting is a staple of Coach Yelton, the Argos, this season and last, is these big changeovers, 3, 4, 5 Argos at a time. We've not seen that in this game. She's bringing in 1 or 2. That is definitely different.
Yeah, not as much, certainly, as she's accustomed to, and that's a comfort level as a coach. You know, practice plays a huge role in that, and who you can trust to operate the system. But this is a system that's designed by that depth, so we'll see how that impacts the Argos come fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's interesting. If I get a chance after the game, I'm going to ask her about that, because that is a definite strategic change here. The up and under, no good. Amelia Bell pulls down the board.
Yeah, it was a nice step-through move by Sarah, but unable to complete it.
Amelia Bell would love to get the ball underneath. She's only got 4 points in the game. She's averaging, of course, well into double digits. Leads the Argos and hits the ground here. She gets back up, though. So
yeah, really well defended by Holloman there. Bell just lost her footing, lost her balance.
So it's another turnover for the Argos. Jordan, Bell, Kennedy, Grimes, and O'Connor, your 5 Argos on the floor, coming off the pick, gets the open 3, can't get it to go. And the Argos need to get some points here, grab a little momentum back. And Grimes seems well aware of that fact as she takes it on her own. Isabel Grimes now with 6 in the game.
Nice ball fake. Brought it back to the right to complete the finish.
Gives the Argos a chance to get into that press that they love to deploy.
Yeah, you see just that decision right there tells you that the pressure, the tempo is starting to pay dividends for the Argos. You know, that was a open look for Shelton, and she decided against it.
There
Nice
she
step
goes.
through.
Yeah, Olivia Allen with a really pretty play there. So all of a sudden she's got 4 points in the game after going scoreless in the first half. And Avery O'Connor says, I'm wide open for this 3. Instead, she'll take the 2. Can't get it to go. But look at that. Janae Jordan, big time hustle, runs down the very long board. And another opportunity for the Argos.
Yeah, that's a situation where Van Koonen had a block out, but you really just have to pursue the ball. It's unnecessary in that situation to block out when you have the opportunity just to pursue it and grab the rebound.
Not a good shot there from Avery O'Connor, and it was blocked, but I don't think it had much of a chance to go in anyway.
Ciro with the ball is from Barcelona, Spain. Boy, that's a beautiful country.
Well, you have traveled the world.
Yes.
That's the second country you've mentioned.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I've only seen it on the internet.
No, Spain is incredible. Such a great place.
Long board comes to Grimes. Here come the Argos. Finley Kennedy going to take this all the way. Can't get it to go. And there is a foul, and I think Finley's going to go to the line.
Yeah, and that's one of those ones that they were going to delay the whistle on. Had it gone in,
See what
she
happened.
probably
Yeah.
doesn't get the call. But the whistle was blown as soon as they realized it wasn't going in. Here's 3 subs
Yeah, here's
at a time.
3. And that's the most we've seen. And again, I mean, we've been seeing 4 and 5 all season. Zalamans is into the game. Carmen Jones into the game. And Anna Rose Tyre is going to come in for Finley Kennedy after these free throws. 36-25 is our score. The third quarter nearly halfway through, and Delta State has scored 4 points, and the Argos have only scored 2.
Yeah, the shooting percentages for both teams. Delta State only at 26%, 29 from the 3, and the Argos now down to 45%, 36% from the 3.
So Finley makes the second free throw, and that, of course, keeps the ball dead and takes her out of the game. 37-25, Argos up 12, 5:44 to go. Delta State will get into their set offense after breaking the press. Shot clock down to 15. Zalamans with some good communication there. Janae Jordan with some pretty good D, but just a fine shot from Williamson.
Yeah, Williamson really used the hesitation dribble, absorbed the contact.
Oh, great defensive play there. It was a good pass from Grimes, but Anna Rose Tyre not able to finish. Really fine defensive play.
Yeah, it was Addison Roberts for Delta State on contesting low and able to strip the ball.
Yeah, it looked like a 2-on-0, and instead Roberts gets back and makes the play. And now, woo, good job by Grimes to recover the loose pass.
Grimes saw that coming.
She did.
She sprinted from the middle of the paint out.
She's awesome,
Heads
man.
up play.
Yeah, she is the best. Shot clock at 8 here. Here's Grimes, who again will take it to the hole. And it's going to be Delta State ball. The ref was in my way. I did not see what happened there, but I do know this. With 4:57 to go, we're just under 5, which means it's immediate timeout. The Argos up 10, 37-27.
From affordable home equity lines and home loans to high-yield checking that pays 5.05% APY, Penn Air combines innovative banking with a commitment to our community. Penn Air Credit Union. Join us.
We are back, and of course the gentlemen Argos will be following up this game, and Coach is just checking out the scene, as I'm sure he's been talking to his players.
Coach Mann rocking a good shine tonight, isn't he?
Looking good.
That's a fresh shine on the dome. He's ready to roll.
He's the man. 4:57 to go here back in the women's game. The Argos are up 10, which is the number we've been hovering around pretty much all game long. We built that lead early, and we've never given it up. Argos get the 10, and look at that bench explode. This team loves when they get those 10 and 5 counts.
Yeah, that was close. I was paying attention to the shot clock, and it looked to me like when it left her hands, it was at 21.
I was going to say, sounds like you don't think it was a 10.
I think the Argos got a favorable call there as she rose up. But, they're looking at the shot clock. In that situation, you don't really even have to count if you're an official as much as you do just pay attention to the shot clock.
To the number, yeah.
So that was a bang-bang play.
No doubt about it. Here's Amelia Bell, who will get fouled and go to the line. And for the first time in a long time, she's going to have a good opportunity to get a couple of points. She's got 4 in the game. She's having a huge night, as always. 7 rebounds, 3 blocks. She's been so strong. Yeah,
and what's interesting is as much time as she spends in the paint, only 2. This will be her first 2 free throw attempts.
Yeah.
Speaking of points in the paint, in the first half, it was a 16-6 advantage for the Argos. Here in the third quarter, that's a 6-2 advantage, Delta State.
Interesting. Something else that perhaps they talked about, Coach Stuart Lang may have told her team she wanted to address. 4:25 to go, quarter 3. Argos are up 12. Delta State, very good, 7-4 overall, 5-1 in Gulf South Conference play. This is a big game for the Argos. And the 3 is up, and the 3 is good. That's a nice shot from Daniela Gentry. Here come the Argos. The lead is down to 9. Beautiful pass from Janae Jordan. And Amelia Bell all of a sudden with back-to-back opportunities to score. Lead is now 11. Argos have Mississippi College coming in on Sunday, and look at this. The offensive board goes to Addison Roberts, and she's fouled, so chance at a 3-point play.
Roberts, she seems to be a lot like Kennedy is for the Argos. Just seems to have a nose for the ball and always around the ball. She's got 15 minutes. You look at her box score, she's not going to overwhelm you with scoring, but she's always going to have, a steal, a couple steals, assists, rebound, just kind of does everything for this Delta State team.
Josh, it's like every team has one. You know what I mean? Every team has somebody who's sort of always in the middle of things, always making things happen.
Yeah, if you want to win at this level, you have to.
Yep, no doubt. A fine 3-point play was converted, and that makes it 41-33. That lead is down to 8, and that's going to be another turnover for the Argos. They're 14th in the game. They're averaging 17, and they're approaching that number fast.
And they had Bell on the mismatch. They switched that screen, had her on the roll, but you've got to lead her. You've got to put it to that opposite hand.
Argos still looking for another 10 count. Can't get it this time. And it's going to lead to a layup the other way, and Coach Yelton may want to talk things over. The lead is down to 6. That's as low as it's been in a long time since the first quarter.
Yeah, Williamson with a really nice ball fake, and then the finish. She's been really good for Delta State.
Good looking shot there. Can't go. By the way, I want to check that. I said smallest lead since the first quarter. They actually had it down to 5 in the second quarter, so that was the lowest number. Good move to the hole, but she's going to get fouled. And she's going to be shooting a couple here. That's going to put Daniela Gentry back on the line.
Yeah, Gentera it seems to be the microwave for Delta State. She comes in, quickly knocks down the 3 ball, gets a little attack on the bounce there, and looking to add to that total and potentially cut this to 4 or 5 from the free throw line.
Okay. First one is good.
She doesn't attempt a lot of free throws. In fact, only 2 on the season. So these are attempts number 3 and 4. Wow. She's now 3 for 4, 75% on the year.
Even we can do that math. Right on the fly. 41-37. This lead is down to 4. Delta State with an impressive comeback in this third quarter.
Oh,
beautiful play.
Hawkins.
Oh, and Amelia can't get it to go. That's a rare miss for Amelia, but like you said, an incredible play from Hawkins.
Yeah, it was a really nice individual move. She changed directions with the behind-the-back dribble and then just kind of pocket pass into Bell.
Argos near opportunity turnover, can't get it. Delta State outscoring the Argos 16-7 here in the third quarter, and they have made a big dent into this lead. Hawkins gonna lose it there, but she does get the foul. Just the fourth team foul, so that's gonna be on the floor. Argos will take it in underneath. Avery O'Connor, Tyre, Grimes, Hawkins, and Bell on the floor for the Argos. 1:55 to go, quarter three. Step back here, and Avery with a nice shot. Argos needed it.
She going to her left. She really jabbed hard, pushed off that right foot to step back, create the space necessary, and boy, what great balance coming up through that jumper by O'Connor.
No doubt, that's a big shot. Argos had really let Delta State get back into the game. The lead is back to 6, but this corner three is off the mark. And we're going to get a foul.
They're
going to go against Amelia Bell. They sure are.
Wow.
And that is her third of the game. Finley Kennedy going to check back in for Hawkins. I'm with you. I'm somewhat surprised at the call, but Delta State will maintain possession.
He had to have seen some type of hook or something as they battled for that rebound.
So
interesting of note, O'Connor, the first player in double figures for either team here.
Yeah, Argos have been spreading it out. You're right.
Both teams, eight scores for Delta State, 9 for the Argos.
Yeah, Buchanan with 6 leads all Delta State players. Nice little play right there, but can't get it to go. Argos get the board. That's Avery O'Connor getting it done on both ends. And Isabel Grimes tries to take it all the way. She gets fouled on the floor. And that is their 5th team foul. So Isabel will head to the line, and a chance for the Argos to extend this lead a little bit. Had been 13 at the half.
Yeah, Grimes, a 77% free throw shooter on the year.
Knocks that one down, and the lead is pushed back to 7. This game by no means over. Grimes goes 2 for 2. Well done. And Olivia Allen will check back into the game for Kennedy Shelton for Delta State. 1:05 to go. Argos will be in the bonus for the remainder of the quarter. Delta State probably not. Argos just 3 team fouls. .45 in the quarter, 12 on the shot clock. An out-of-control bank shot from Jariah Williamson. That is well done. What a shot.
Yeah, tough bucket by Williamson. Now leads Delta State with 8 points. That's a travel as she went down. You know, Tyre really wanted to use her body to fend off Allen, the defender, and Allen pulled the old pull the chair.
That old bit.
And Tyre went down.
So there is about a 2-second difference in the shot and game clock. Delta State will have to shoot, although Coach Stuart Lang does want to hold it for as long as possible. Shot clock sits at 12. It's going to be an interesting fourth quarter. Argos seemingly had this game in hand, but the lead is down to 6. Shot clock is down to 5. And basically the same shot she had a moment ago. And Grimes will have an opportunity here with 2 seconds left. She's going to get a shot off. There it is. Can't get it to go. Not a terrible look. And that is how the quarter will end. So what was a 13-point lead at halftime has been cut to 6. Don't go anywhere, folks. Quarter number 4 is coming up next. All right, welcome back, everybody. 10 minutes to go. Quarter number 4 about to begin. Argos leading it 45-39. But Josh, Delta State had a terrific third quarter, outscoring the Argos 18-11.
Yeah, they finally shot the ball decently, 41% from the field, and the Argos only 27. The Argos also 0 for 3 from the three-point line, and that's a huge aspect of the Argos offense.
And right off the bat, this three is well short, and surprising to see Olivia Allen miss it quite that badly.
Yeah, out of the quarter, that was what Coach Stuart Lang wanted. They drew that up specifically for her to get that look, and just not able to connect. That was her first three-point attempt on the evening.
Yeah, Coach looking to start the quarter off with a bang, can't do it. So see if the Argos instead can capitalize and extend the lead, which sits at 6.
Allen's a 46% three-point shooter on the year, so that's obviously why they're trying to get looks for her.
Shot clock was down to 5. Finley Kennedy had to put the 3 up. Janae Jordan tried to come in and crash the board, and she's still on the ground underneath the basket. Meanwhile, at the other end, Delta State gets the bucket. There's a timeout called by the officials because Janae has got to get off the floor, and Tyre is back into the game.
Yeah, she stayed down for a minute there. It looked like she wanted to get up, but something wasn't right. So,
meanwhile, Buchanan hit the 10-footer, and that makes the lead 45-41 with 9:08 to go. Oh, goodness, and a turnover right away. That's not a great pass. And turnover number 16, they've hit their season average.
Yeah, it's always an interesting, you don't want to go one direction to throw it, pass it to the other generally.
Yeah.
You want to be moving towards your target if you can.
And now a 3, and she misses this one, so over the back call going to go against Delta State. So Olivia Allen had a real good look that time, couldn't get it to go. But as you said, she's shooting 46% from the three-point line. Those are 2 good looks.
Yeah, that one looked good coming off the fingers. She shot that right in front of us, and she was in much better rhythm as she took that shot. Need a good offensive possession, do the Argos. This time,
backdoor cut. That's a good offensive possession. Beautiful pass from Bell, and Avery O'Connor finishes it off.
Yeah, really well done. Use the aggressiveness of Delta State against them.
Avery's now got 12. The 3 is off again, and Olivia Allen is probably in shock. That's another great look, and it was well off the mark. Izzy Grimes going to take this one, and she will get fouled.
Yeah, just enough pump fakes and use of the body
to get the call she wanted. And she's going to get a couple of free throws out of it.
Be her 3rd and 4th attempts as she tries to reach double figures to go along with the 6 rebounds and assist. And
Buchanan and Sarah back into the game now. Get in there. Oh, goodness. That thing's half down, Josh.
Went in and came right back out.
Sure did. 47-41. Every one of these matters. See if we can get this one to go. Perfecto, well done from Grimes, who now has 9 in the game. We noted the only player in the game with double figures is Avery O'Connor. She's got 12, but Amelia Bell now at 8, and Grimes at 9. We've also got Finley Kennedy with 8. So we're knocking on the door in several places. 48-41. Argos need to stop. Oh, my goodness, I was positive that foot drag. Oh, great job there to keep that alive. That was Kennedy Shelton.
Yeah, it was an off-balance shot by Tony.
And another 3 is off the mark, and all of a sudden Delta State has gone ice cold.
Yeah, Bell collects her 9th rebound. So she's a couple points and a rebound away from a double-double.
Would not be surprised if she gets there. Ooh, careful. Oh, great play from Finley Kennedy. Lost control, but knew Amelia was right there and basically did a handoff up the middle, and Coach Yelton going to call timeout. 48-41, so why don't we take a quick break? We'll come back. Argos up 7 with 7:27 to play. 48-41. So, Josh, Coach Shelton calls that timeout. And granted, we were in a little trouble, but she may have seen something.
Well, yes, she has something obviously that she wants to take advantage of in these last 15 seconds of this shot clock. And obviously, obviously Bell was in a little bit of trouble there, but not enough, it seems, that you would burn a timeout unless you see something that you want.
And let's see what it is. It could be just let Grimes take it, which she does, but can't get it to go. Good defensive effort there from Delta State. They get the stop. 48-41. They've got the ball down 7 with just over 7 to play.
Yeah, it felt like there might have even been some contact. Grimes has wanted the contact called on several attacks.
Yep.
Has not gotten it.
Going to be some good movement here from Delta State. They get Avery off her feet. She doesn't foul. She ends up with the board. Good stop there for UWF. And for the first time in a while, they are slowing things down considerably, trying to set things up here. And look at this, Avery.
Yeah, great wall up that time by Holloman. Made that a very difficult shot by O'Connor.
No doubt. I mean, Avery, I don't even think could see the basket when she took that shot. It looks like Hawkins is going to check back into the game, and Anna Rose Tyre will take a seat with 6:32 to go. Argos have not committed a foul in the quarter. The Statesmen a couple.
Interesting that Olivia Allen continues to sit for Delta State. She averages about 28 minutes. I guess she's played 24, so she'll be right at her average.
Yeah.
Holloman.
Got her up. Nice move there. That's well done.
Yeah, good patience in the post.
Yep. Couple of possessions in a row. Delta State able to get the Argos off their feet with pump fakes. That time it paid off. 5:55 to go. And now here comes Amelia Bell trying to return the favor.
Ooh.
No foul is called. My goodness.
Man, that was lower body.
Yeah.
The lower legs. That was quite a collision.
Yeah, she hit the ground hard. Thankfully, she got right up. But
she turns right here. Oh yeah, that's definitely below the waist contact.
Sure looked like it. But the Argos do maintain the ball. Shot clock is at 8. Hawkins going to try and take this herself. Better get that shot off. Grimes knows it. She's going to pull up from deep. Gets it off the glass. Isabel Grimes with the bomb.
Yeah, that's some of that late hour banking that Grimes is doing. It's late shot clock and late hour banking.
Not a holiday. The banks are open, and that shot goes. Returning the favor is Daniela Gentier. What a shot.
Gentira has come in the second half, and she has played 11 minutes, all in the second half, I believe. And she is now looking for her 8th point in that second half.
She's been awesome. We've been talking all about microwaves, and she has been theirs. How good was the reaction from Grimes off that 3 with her arms up, all smiles? That was awesome.
She knew what she was doing.
Of course. I heard her say it.
She meant to do it.
You got to listen.
She called bank.
Oh, no, but a dangerous pass. And now all of a sudden this lead is down to 3.
Yeah, that's one of those pick 6 passes that Shelton was able to get to. And the turnovers continue to be an issue for the Argos.
Impressive by Delta State. They trailed by 13 at the half. They've cut into that significantly. It's 51-48 and still 4:47 to go in the game. Argos with 17 turnovers. Avery O'Connor looking to hit a bomb. She can't get it to go. And don't look now, but Delta State with a 3 could tie this game.
Yeah,
Olivia Allen is still on the bench.
You got to give Delta State a lot of credit. They trailed by double figures for a significant portion of the first two and a third quarters. And Tyra unable to hit the floater.
10th board for Amelia Bell in the game. And the Argos need a good possession. Coach Shelton telling them exactly what she wants them to do here. Kennedy, O'Connor, Hawkins, Bell, and Grimes, your 5 Argos on the floor. Here's Hawkins, who's going to take it, and she will get fouled with exactly 4 minutes to play.
Yeah, generally in that zoom action they just ran, you really don't want to attack that triangle of defenders. But Hawkins gets away with it there, and she's going to go to the line.
That will happen after this media timeout. Exactly 4 minutes to play, and this is a tight one, 51-48. We are back. It's 48-51. It's the home of the Argos, and they want to defend home court and get this win against Delta State. 5-1 is Delta State in Gulf South play. 7-4 overall. The Argos 3-2 in conference play. 8-4 overall. Josh, we talked about it off the top. We knew it wouldn't be easy, and we knew there's a lot on the line. And 3-point game with now 4-point game with 4 minutes to go.
This is an area, the free throw line, that the Argos have been very good. 13 for 17 now from the free throw line. 14 for 18, so just under 80%. And that's certainly something to keep an eye on. As you get under 4 minutes, you start having fouls add up. Getting it done from the charity stripe can be a huge aspect of the game.
No doubt about that. Good call. Argos now up 5. Delta State will get the 16-footer, and it is in. That's a beautiful shot from Williamson. She's having a great game.
Yeah, too much space there given to Williamson, the leading scorer for Delta State, not just in this game, but for the year. She now has 10 on the game.
And the lead is back down to 3. A one-possession game right now. Avery O'Connor will get this back to Amelia Bell. Back to O'Connor. Shot clock at 7. Avery not able to get it to go. The ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Delta State ball.
Yeah, they called that off of Bell's leg. That's one, I think, that you want the inside out for O'Connor to shoot. You know, she's very comfortable on that tee, and you'd rather probably for her to catch and shoot that and get that look up.
She's hit a couple of threes in the game, 2 for 6 from behind the three-point line. Finley Kennedy with some aggressive D here. Shot clock is down to 12. Little baby hook is beautifully done, and there she is again, Jean Terry. And folks, that lead is down to 1.
Yeah, she's really done a good job in the second half.
Yeah, she's been awesome. No doubt about it. How did this lead get down to 1? Incredible. When in doubt, get it back to Amelia Bell underneath. Back to O'Connor, who will get over to Bell and turns it over. And Delta State now with an opportunity to take the lead. 2:17 to play. And Delta State will take their time, try to get a good shot. They get it down to Tony. She's been great all game. And Amelia Bell with some terrific defense. Oh no, and out of control is Grimes, but thankfully no foul is called. And Avery O'Connor was right there, and Grimes takes it with authority. She'll head to the line.
Yeah, just really good wall up on this end, on the defensive end by Bell. You know, Tony tried to go to the drop step, goes to the left hand, and unable to finish, but that was because of Bell's wall up. And then you see Grimes in the open floor, so quick and physical as a guard, and you know Van Cannon couldn't get anything done other than to try to put her at the charity stripe and hope she misses one.
Isabel is now 3 for 5, and she did miss one, Josh.
She did.
Need this one to go to extend this thing back to 2. It does. That makes it 54-52. Argos scoring about 68 points a game. They're well under that.
Yeah, the second half has really been a poor shooting half, about 28% in the second half for the Argos.
Delta
More
State,
importantly, only 1 of 6 from the three-point line.
The step-back three could give him the lead, and it does. Williamson with another bomb, and the Argos all of a sudden trailing for the first time in the game with 1:28 to go. And I think Coach Yelton wants to make absolutely sure they get the shot they want here.
She tried to isolate Grimes to that left lane line.
Nice move here. Look at that. Amelia Bell, when we need it most, with a beautiful spin move.
Yeah, great finish. Nice use of the left hand. Secures the double-double and another 1-point lead.
1 minute to go. 56-55. An incredible down-to-the-wire event here to start 2026 for the Argos. Step back, 16-footer is off the mark. Janae Jordan will pull the board down. And they're going to play some D, I think. Oh, dangerous pass, but it works out. And Hawkins brilliantly says, hold on.
Well, Coach Yelton over on the sideline. Hold up.
Hold on.
You know, almost turned it over down there to Kennedy.
I can't believe Kennedy makes that catch. 26 seconds to go. Argos up 1. The shot clock down to 6. Got to get a good look here. And they turn it over. They turn it over with 18 seconds to go. Amelia Bell does not get the block.
Yeah, what a tough finish by Williamson.
And Williamson all of a sudden with 15 in the game, leading all scorers, and the Argos are trailing by 1 with 15.8 to go. Josh, I got to admit, I'm somewhat stunned at how this game has turned around.
Well, yeah, first you have to give Delta State a lot of credit.
100%.
They've changed some things in the second half. They've come out now and they're shooting it in the second half. They're 14 of 32, somewhere in that 43% range. And they've really done that by changing the narrative. You remember the points in the paint were 16-6 in favor of West Florida. Stands at 26-24 in favor of Delta State. And if you're the Argos, you've had too many big possessions, including the last one, where turnovers were the end result. And that's very difficult to sustain, not just the lead, but to win games when you know, 19 turnovers is 19 less possessions you have the opportunity.
So here we go, 15.8 to go. Let's see what Coach Yelton drew up out of this timeout. Argos, most importantly, get the ball in. That's job one. Amelia Bell will take it, and this time she will get fouled. And that is the 5th foul on the Statesman, Josh, and that should put her on the line.
I think they actually had her gathering as she was going to shoot 2 anyway. She went down very hard.
Yeah.
She's got that right finger, I believe it's her thumb, that's taped hard. We'll see. That's her shooting hand.
Yeah, and she's shaking that hand a little.
And so we'll see. But that was she's an 81% free throw shooter on the year, but that was an excellent design play. It was a fake handoff to Hawkins, and then it was just an attack for Bell. That's how Coach Yelton drew it up, was that particular look.
All right, got to have the first one. She does, and this game is tied with 11 seconds to play.
So now some interesting things to talk about. You know, if you're Coach Yelton, like, where do you stand philosophically on? You only have 1 team foul.
Yeah, you got.
So you've got 3 fouls to give, potentially in the open court, to wind this clock down pretty significantly if you take the lead. So it'll be interesting to see where she goes, depending on the free throw.
So let me ask you, where do you stand on it?
So
we take the lead.
I'm actually a proponent of, I like the late game foul situations. I specifically like it if a bad free throw shooter touches it, just in the event that something bad happens, you know, and you do give it up. I would probably foul a couple times in the front court, try to get this down to 5 or 6 seconds, going for steals, being aggressive. But you know, obviously if you get the lead.
Exactly, yeah. It all depends on whether Amelia makes this free throw. But the fact that we only have 1 team foul, like you said, it opens the door to be more aggressive than maybe we otherwise could be. You can go for some steals, and she does not get it to go. It's off the mark, and Delta State will immediately call a timeout, and they're going to be able to play for a last shot with a tie game, 57-57. So, Josh, we'll never know exactly how that particular scenario was going to play out. Instead, now the Argos need a big-time stop.
Well, and remember, she can advance the ball on this timeout. So she'll advance it to the 28-foot line on the other side of half court, and she's going to take it, draw something up from there. Now, you could use the same philosophy, because here's what happens.
Yeah.
The coach is going to come out of timeout with a specific set
for sure
that she wants run. Well, do you run that same set even if you get 2 or 3 seconds into it and then you're fouled?
Yeah. Can you run the same set with 6 seconds that you ran with 9?
And now, she can take another timeout. There's a lot of different things that could play out. You still could use the foul strategy here.
By the way, I would. I love it because it gets them out of the rhythm. It takes them away from whatever they planned.
Yeah, if you are Coach Stuart Lang, you're putting the ball almost 100% certainty into Williamson's hands.
Yeah.
You might set a ball screen for her, but you might just isolate it for her to not bring traffic. You're going to put somebody on the backside when help raises up for a dump down, backside offensive rebound, whatever it may be.
With the timeout, Delta State gets it at half court. And Josh, It's worth noting now, if you do foul and they throw it up, because they're in the half court, it could go in. That's a risk you run that you don't run in the full court. Here we go. 8 seconds to go.
They're going to play
Down
it
to
straight
5.
up.
Yes, they are. Argos are just going to play some D. Down to 3. This is going to be the shot to win the game. It's off the mark, and we're headed to overtime. The Argos get the stop they need, 57-57.
Yeah, well defended by the Argos. Even though she had the space to shoot it, that's a deep 3. Probably a fairly low percentage shot. If you're Coach Stuart Lang, you didn't get enough movement out of that possession to really, you were attacking a static defense at that point with a post player. There wasn't enough time for the roll to be a legitimate option, so the post player was going to show. So you really, it was not a whole lot going on there, and Coach Yelton showed us that she just wanted to play it out.
So, yeah, she chose not to foul. So I'm interested. So, Josh, what do you think? I mean, that coming off that timeout, that's not a great shot that they end up with. I doubt that's what was designed. What do you think in that situation? Did the Argos kind of break things with the defense they were playing? Did Delta State just not get into it?
Well, I think late game, most everybody now loves to go to some type of ball screen and see what you can get out of it. The problem was, once the ball screen was set, the roll was no longer an option. Right? So, the ball handler was going to have to come out, because by the time it was passed and the shot goes up, time's running out. So it really gives the defense a lot more aggression. I'm not a big fan of late game ball screens like that, because, you can trap it, hedge it, especially with a team that's not in foul trouble. They only, more than likely in that situation, you just isolate Williamson and let her try to make a play going to the rim and, potentially get a backside rebound. But everybody has different philosophies.
Sure.
But in that situation, you really were only getting one look, and that was Williamson from deep.
Yep. So we're going to play 5 more minutes at least. Each team awarded an extra 30-second timeout. That's part of it here. Officials want to make sure that all players are in the proper locations there. And Tony and Bell will be jumping it up here at Court Central, 57 apiece. Let's play extra. Delta State will win the tip. I'll tell you, Argos, I don't think we're expecting to need to play extra basketball when they were in control most of the game. Midway through the third quarter is when Delta State began the run and got the tie. Good movement here. And Allen back in the game for Delta State. 4:35 to go. We're in overtime. Little baby hook is not a great look, but Tony gets the board, uses her left, and gets it to go. Big play there.
Yeah, Tony leads Delta State rebounds, a big offensive rebound and put back.
Yeah. Nice finish there. Janae Jordan will lose control as she tried the crossover, got tangled up, and that's turnover number 20.
Yeah, that was an excellent job by Olivia Allen defensively. We've mentioned her about her offensive ability, but handling the crossover there by Jordan and then it eventually going out off of Jordan's leg. Big defensive play by Allen.
Allen has 6 points in the game. Scoreless in the first half, but has come on somewhat here in the second half, and now in overtime with a defensive play there. Back down to Tony. Uses her left again. This time Amelia Bell with great defense, but Tony gets the board, throws it up, and look at Amelia Bell. She is something. Back-to-back boards. She's got 13 in the game now. And Finley Kennedy gets hit. She will head to the line off the pass from Grimes.
Yeah, Grimes had numbers, good patience from the point guard leading the break. Went back to the left side where Kennedy was cutting.
Finley is 1 for 2 from the free throw line. She's got 8 points in the game. A chance to tie it here if she can get these 15-footers to go.
Yeah, 62% on the year. These are 2 big free throws.
Couldn't have looked sweeter there. Beautiful form. Perfect. 58-59. It's well done from Finley Kennedy. 2 for 2. And we're tied at 59. The Gentlemen Argos have made their way out. They're watching. They want to see it just as much as anybody else.
You've also seen
Tony loses it off her foot.
You've seen this current group of Argos play some extended minutes.
Janae Jordan takes it to the hole, can't get it to go. Good defense there, but Grimes is all over it, pulls down the long board. And Coach Shelton says, let's just get into our offense here. Slow down. We're tied at 59. Tony goes for the steal, can't get it. Shot clock is down to 6. Grimes comes to help out Bell. Grimes will give it back to Bell, and we're going to have a jump ball, and it's going to stay Argos ball just as the shot clock expired.
So the shot clock expired, so we'll see if they put any time back on it. They're going to go 1 second on the shot clock.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
Will you go ask for more?
It is enough for a catch and shoot. You got to have 0.6 for that, so they should be good there, but it's not going to be enough for anything extended to occur.
All right. Here's Bell.
Yep.
She gets the shot off. It stayed live. She was able to catch and get it off. Board goes to Delta State, and with under 3 to go in overtime, we're tied at 59. Argos may get to that season average of 68 points a game after all with the extra minutes. How about this? An open 3, and it's off the mark again, and it's another offensive rebound. All of a sudden, that's really hurting the Argos.
That's 3 offensive rebounds just in overtime for Delta State.
So these opportunities keep coming. This 3 is also off the mark, and this time Amelia Bell pulls it down. That's her 13th board. Argos with a chance to take the lead. Ball is out of bounds. It's going to stay right here. Ginter thought she had a steal, but not to be. Jordan will take a seat, and Anna Rose Tyre is back on the court. 2:12 to go in overtime. Here's Tyre. Gets it to Finley Kennedy, and Anna Rose gets foul's going to go against Amelia Bell.
It's hard to see what she was setting that flare screen. It looked like she just stayed in one spot, but I guess she moved. I couldn't see. There was an official right in front of me.
That is her 4th foul. 2 minutes to go.
And that would be a big loss if she were to foul out.
That's for sure. Nice pass here and a great catch and a great move. That is well done. Terrific. We've talked about Tony's athleticism all game. You saw it again there.
Yeah, that was a finish with the right hand.
Yeah.
And quick off of her feet.
Delta State back up 2. Nice pass here. Back down to Bell. Cross the court. Finley Kennedy will shoot the 3, and it's too much. But Amelia Bell gets another board, and it's taken right out of her hands by Addison Roberts. 1:22 to go. Delta State with the 2-point lead, and now the ball. Argos need a big stop. Tony up top here. And Delta State, no surprise, taking their time. Shot clock is down to 6. They do need to get into the offense now. Down to 4, and we're going to get a foul away from the ball, or rather well away from the basket. That'll put 20 back on the shot clock.
Yeah, that's tough to work a shot clock defensively all the way down to 3 seconds, and then you get a hand check, on a drive there around middle of the paint.
And Delta State gets 20 seconds, and the game clock now is under a minute, 58.7 to go. Argos need to keep that intensity up and just get a stop right here as they trail by 2.
Another late
and they get the stop they need. Terrific hands from Anna Rose Tyre. And Hawkins going to take this one all the way, but a great defensive play. Steps on the line, though. That was Williamson with a great play, but she steps on the line. It's Argos ball.
Yeah, that's one where when you're in the moment of getting the steal and working in transition, you see it right here. You obviously have a defender already back. You had Tyre cutting, but everything comes in what's called the backflow. That's where you want to pivot out and find one of your shooters.
Gotcha.
For a catch and shoot through.
But the Argos do get the break. The fact that she hit the line.
That they're putting 20 on the shot clock. That means that transition took 10 seconds, which
I'm with you, yeah.
Probably occurred.
No, definitely not. Good point. Argos need a bucket. They're down 2. Shot clock is down to 10. Grimes will get it out to the corner, and that's going to be in! She hits it! Anna Rose Tyre puts the Argos on top with a bomb!
Yeah, got to get a stop here.
Woo!
Great execution.
Can they get the stop they need? 20 left in overtime. Olivia Allen gets it down to Tony. She's been big in overtime. There's her left, and it's in! She has been big. And just like that, Delta State back on top.
Yeah, you got to know that that's a young lady that wants to drop to the right shoulder. Coaches go over those types of personnel notes. She was able to catch it deep enough and get to the right shoulder. Nice touch, but the action, the zoom action that occurred for the Argos, it was all set up because they wanted to avoid the switch. Watch right here. They don't want Williamson switching there. So Roberts helps down so deep. And then Tyre, that was a great look. And then you see Tony, she comes right back.
Tony in the overtime has been really good. I mean, through the game she was impressive, but she's kind of taken over in the overtime.
Well, and she's also had to play against a little bit less aggressive defender in Bell with those 4 fouls.
Right.
So, that's been to her advantage as well, but you're exactly right. She's had a couple offensive rebounds, and now we'll see what Coach Yelton wants to go to. Any foul situation, they're shooting free throws. So, this is probably a situation you want to try to get something going to the rim, create some contact, see if you can get to the free throw line.
As you pointed out earlier, Argos are a very good free throw shooting team. Holloman and Williamson both have 4 fouls for Delta State. For the Argos, Bell the only player with 4.
So this is unusual, but Bell and Grimes has played 41 of the 44 plus possible minutes. Bell has played 37 of the 44 plus possible minutes. Not as deep into her bench. We've talked about
Definitely
that.
not
As deep into her bench.
Here we go. Game clock down to 10. We're in overtime. Argos trailing by 1. Grimes will get the pass out to Hawkins, who nearly loses it. Down to 5. Gets it to Bell. She gets it to go! Amelia Bell gets it to go off the glass, and the Argos up 1.
All right, so what is Coach Stuart Lang asking for?
I don't know. Coach Lang is out at midcourt talking to both refs. Here's another look. Argos were in a little trouble here.
Yeah, nice job.
Lost the ball.
Hawkins finds Bell. Bell drops to the left foot. Actually had some contact there.
I thought she got
fouled. Tony coming down into the body. There is a conversation right here at midcourt. I'm trying to figure out what Coach Stuart Lang was asking for. It looked like she was asking for a travel, but there has to be some type of motion indicating something else.
Well, either way, Argos now up 1, and now one of the assistant coaches continues to make the case.
I think they're trying to say that she traveled.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I don't think she traveled. I think they're actually probably pretty pretty lucky that they didn't get an and one in that situation.
Yeah, right.
So now with the timeout, it comes up to the 28-foot line in the front court.
Be on the lookout. 1.1 to play. This is it. Can the Argos get the stop? Tony will shoot the three. It's off the mark. It was a good look. It hits the rim, and the Argos escape. 64-63. Josh, that game ended up being a lot more close than we expected.
Yeah, credit to Delta State for fighting back.
For sure.
Some great late game plays by both teams, and then Bell, finishing through the contact late. That's what you expect your graduate senior who leads you to do. She finishes up with 13 points and 14 rebounds on 5 of 9 shooting.
It's just another great night. That's the reason she's always our player that we feature, and Coach Yelton is coming over, so we're going to get a chance to talk to her, and no doubt the first thing she may want to do is take a deep breath. Coach, I guess my first comment is,
yeah.
Wow.
Right.
I mean, what a game this ended up being. For the first half, we kind of dominated. We're up 13, but then in the third quarter, here they came.
Yes. Well, that's that break, right? We've had, 8 days off for Christmas, and then you come back and practice, and you've got another 5 days. So almost 2 weeks off, right? Tracy and I talked about it before the game. It's like, it's that, crazy balance of how hard do you come back and push them, knowing that you've got 4 days of practice and you've got 2 really hard games, and for them having to pop on the road.
So, Coach, a win like this, when you're up 13, and then all of a sudden with a couple minutes left in regulation, you're losing, and it's like, well, how did this happen?
Right, that's what I asked the staff. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on out here?
Yeah, but we go to overtime. We're losing in overtime. We get the huge three from Tyre to give us the lead. They come back and score. Tony was awesome in overtime.
She's
and
amazing.
then here comes Amelia Bell, no surprise, with a huge shot. What does a win like this mean to the Argos?
Huge, right? The pregame talk before this game was that, I've been coaching against Delta State for 13, 14 years now, and they make you win ugly. They play hard-nosed defense. They get after the glass. They're athletic as all get out, and it's a hard win. You've got to grind it out against them. They've got a really good post player. They've got really good perimeter shooters, right? They've got athletic guards. And so for us, it was about believing that we could come in our own house, right? Control the pace, control the game plan, and then finish it out at the end. But we shrunk our rotations tonight, right? Because we're getting some effectiveness with some kids, and shrinking that, some kids had to play a little bit longer, and I think that's really, was that kind of comeback in that second half.
Well, Coach, that was my next question was, you've been rotating 4 and 5 players all season, and tonight it was 1 or 2 at a time. So that was by design. You knew coming in.
Yes, we knew coming in. We had that second group. The second group in practice all week has had trouble scoring, right? And so we're like, okay, how can we balance that group? We can't bring all 5 of them in and go into a drought. So how can we balance that out? And that was that substitution pattern.
Last thing I want to ask you, Coach, before we talk about Sunday is turnovers. Once again, today we're up to 20. So what I want to ask is, I know you're averaging more than you want, but what I want to know is, with the style of basketball you play, which is nonstop, do you kind of just go into a game knowing this is part of the deal, or do you feel like we can tighten this up?
Yeah, I feel like we can tighten it. Like, I felt like we had some really bad turnovers just in half-court set, right? All of a sudden, we're running a play, and then we're trying to dribble through the defender that's standing right in front of us versus using a screen, right? And the ball pops out. So those kind of turnovers, I think we can do better at, right? The ones that we're pushing the ball up and trying to get up the court, okay, that we're playing a little bit faster. Maybe it goes out of bounds. Maybe, those we can handle. We know that the pace of the play, we're going to have a few more turnovers, but I think we can get better at it.
Well, we get this huge win. Delta, they come in, they're 5-1. This is a big-time win.
Yeah, the only loss against Huntsville, which is the #1 team in our league right now. This team is on a roll, right? We needed to beat them here on our home court. And then we've got another important one coming on Saturday.
And I wanted to ask about, on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah,
Sunday.
that's okay. Make sure, because I know some people watching may want to show up.
It's the holiday season where we forget the days of the week.
What day is it?
That's That's right.
But like you said, we do play Sunday at 2 o'clock, and it's Friday night right now, so not much time to prepare for that one.
No, not at all. But we've got to get our legs back under us, right? We've got to come in, watch film, get on the court, really prepare for Mississippi College, because they're going to play a little bit different style than what we saw tonight. So again, that one-day prep of trying to get going is going to be very important.
Coach, congratulations. It was closer than I think we thought it would be, but it's a win.
Yes.
So we move on. Well done. Congratulations. Coach Stephanie Yelton joining us here in the post-game show as the Argos get the win in overtime. And you heard that those rotations we talked about were intentional. So Josh, I was going to ask you, I don't know if you heard, but she said coming in, she did know that they were going to shrink those rotations because that second unit this week wasn't able to score as much at practice. And she said there's no way we can bring in 4 or 5 at a time because offensively they're not getting it done. So that was intentional.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And also mentioning the break.
Yeah.
And this is such a rhythmic sport. When you think about offensively and the different things that you're trying to accomplish, shooting the basketball, to take those kind of breaks and then come back and the balance she was talking about of physicality, how hard do we practice coming back? Those are all things that make this a terrific win for the Argos.
This was big time, and hopefully they can keep it going on Sunday at 2 p.m. Josh, you'll be back. I'll be here. It should be a lot of fun, but don't go anywhere because in 21 minutes and 20 seconds, the Delta State men will try to get a win against the Argos, the home team. So stay tuned. That'll be Taft Bentley and Will Kennedy calling that action coming up in just over 20 minutes from now. For now, he's Josh Dorman. I'm Christian Garman. Thank you so much for watching the Argos win in OT. What a way to start the year.